your man Fred VanVleet, defensively, I mean, career high offensively, but defensively, he just seems to really be able to anticipate almost everything that's happening out there. You know, case in point, some of those deflections down the stretch. What is that like as a coach to have a guy like that on the floor in those moments?
Well, I think what makes it unique, Michael, is he doesn't look very fast out there, right? He doesn't move up and down the court that fast, but his lateral side to side speed and the way he can move his feet is incredible. And it's deceiving because you kind of see him bringing the ball up the floor, running up the floor or whatever, and you think, well, he's not that athletic or fast or quick or anything, but his side to side athleticism is outstanding. That's why he can get into the ball and he can, kind of use his torso to stay in front of people and that kind of stuff. And then to answer your question, he's just got great IQ. He anticipates. He's a step ahead sometimes.
Can you take credit for that? I mean, a lot of times the guys come into the league and you got to teach them up. And I mean, has Fred needed a lot of coaching up in terms of just that awareness he seems to have at all times?
No, I mean, I think he's we know his pedigree. I mean, part of a 35-0 college team, a mid-major team that was one of college basketball's great team ever, right? So it's not like he's played great at every level. He's it just took him a moment to learn the defense in the NBA. It usually takes guys a good solid year to at least learn the terminology and where you're supposed to be and all that kind of stuff. But I would just say he probably plays way beyond his years in the league because of his IQ, right?
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thanks, Nick. Have a great night.
You too, Michael.
Thanks, Michael. Next, we'll go to Blake Murphy from The Athletic.
Hey, Coach. I was just wondering, with Chris Boucher being inactive tonight, was that a matchup thing, or is he banged up a little bit?
Well, it's just we got 17 guys down here, and I can only dress 13 for whatever reason. I have no idea why. Makes no sense whatsoever. If you want my personal opinion on that, I'll offer you that. So I just got to trade some guys out, and I thought Paul's done a good job. Malcolm's been a good practice player and teammate, etc. So I'll just be moving those guys around a little bit. That's it.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Next, we'll go to Eric Green from The Athletic.
Hey, Nick. How you doing?
I'm awesome, Eric. How are you?
I, too, am well. Thank you. You were just talking about Fred's IQ. I mean, obviously that shows on both ends of the floor. He was sort of, after he went on his little run in the third quarter, he was facing more traps, and he threw that sort of cross-court pass to Pascal. He said he didn't see too many of those. He hasn't seen too many of those. How do you think he responded to the traps?
Not too bad. I mean, I think he did make some good plays. There's a number of things you can do, and it's kind of funny that happened and he said that and et cetera, because I remember the last practice a couple days ago, we were working on some double teams, and I think he made that comment that I don't get blitzed, and I said you're going to start getting blitzed here pretty soon. So he didn't want to do the drill we were working on because he says I'm never involved in them. So it's a good thing that we encouraged him to stay in that drill and work on some of the blitzes there. So yeah, he's going to see him. He's really smart with the ball, and he can shoot coming off. And he's a problem, right? He's a problem on the screen to roll, and when you're a problem, you get it going, you're going to get blitzed some.
Completely shifting gears. Pre-game, you were asked about the players and their masks. Before last game, Terrence was photographed with a hole in his mask. Have you or anybody else with the team spoken to him?
Yeah, I mean, Masai and Bobby. I've spoken to him. The leadership's taking care of that there.
Okay, appreciate it. Have a good night.
Thanks, Eric.
Next, we'll go to Steven with Sportsnet.
Hey, Coach. Just in regards to Pascal, I just want to know your thoughts on like where you think he is offensively right now, since like 2 games into like these seeding games, and if you think he's at the level that you want him to be at.
He's at a pretty good level, Steven. I think he's making good choices. You know, I think there's, you know, he's not going to make everything. I think he's had a few around the basket where he's, you know, used maybe extra dribble or 2 or whatever. But I kind of like that composure, to be honest. I mean, it was one that took a long time today. Not even had close to a 5-second back down count, but he stayed with it. And he finally got clearance, you know, on a little short one. He didn't make it. You know, I mean, hopefully you don't want to make those late in the game like that, you know. But not pretty good. I like how he's shooting the ball, you know, when he's supposed to, and quick releasing those, and he's making good decisions so far. Looks good to me.
And just one
Defense is what I really like, though.
And just one more, like on that defense, you always talk about how much you've enjoyed kind of watching good defense. So seeing your team kind of close out on that defensive possession there, like how gratifying was that to you? Like knowing I guess like all the cogs that everything worked out there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last 3 minutes we were awesome defensively, and that's another good sign, another step forward. It's really good practice for us to be in a close game and have to get some stops, and really good there at the end when you need a stop, you know, kind of a game-winning stop, and to you know, create a turnover. So good. Should build some confidence, makes us a little better, hopefully.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
You're welcome, Steven. Take care, man.
Next, we'll go to Dan with the LA Times.
Nick, I can't remember if I've asked you this before or not, but when other coaches talk about you guys, they often reference sort of your championship experience as a reason for what makes you guys so difficult or so tough. Is that a thing? Do you see that show up on the court anyway? You know, is it just confidence? Is it that you guys have been tested? What do you think that means?
Well, I think it's you know, I think it's a name to be given to some confident players. I mean, I don't know. It's been interesting for me. I've said like a couple times, I thought like winning the championship was going to be a much heavier burden to carry around, and it doesn't feel like it being around these guys. That's one thing. Second thing is, I think that Fred, Pascal, Norman, kind of all came back to campus in the fall. Different players, just better, just seemingly more confident without being, you know, without overdoing it. You know what I mean? So maybe that was because of the long playoff run and winning it. And then it kind of answers the question you asked a little bit. Sorry, it was kind of long-winded.
Thanks, Dan. We'll go to Vivek Jacob from Complex Canada.
Hey, Nick. Thanks for doing this. Norm has been a great finisher at the rim this season. Last couple games, it just seems like he's a little off, but it seems like he's doing the right things getting to the basket. Does it feel that way to you, and he's just missing, or do you feel like something's off?
Yeah, no, he's getting there. He's getting point blank on a few of them. It's just kind of funny. There is a few things that feel like the first 10 games of the year. This is one of the things Norm was doing early in the year. He was kind of not finishing at the rim, so it's just a thing we got to work through. We're confident he can and get back to where he was. I like the way he's playing. I really do. He's just not making those layups, and he's not maybe sticking enough 3 balls that he do on. And he's good, and we know he's going to come good, and it'll be nice uptick for our offense when he does.
And just as a whole for the bench, you know, with all the injuries during the season, being fully healthy now, is there a bit of an adjustment for them in terms of usage, in terms of when they're coming into the game, when they're out, that type of thing?
Again, really similar to the last question. It feels like the start of the year a little bit, like they're unsure of where their minutes are coming from. they're not, tonight they didn't, hardly any of them gave us a spark like, we like they can. We know they can. Couple defensive mistakes as soon as they check in for 3 balls, those kind of things that we went through early that we got to clean up and get those guys back to who they are, who they've already proven they are, and then we can give them some more minutes.
Great. Thank you, Nick. Take care.
We'll wrap up today with Gary Washburn, who should be there in person. Is he there?
He is. Hey, Gary.
Talked to you before the second game of the season. It was kind of poor Toronto. You guys have just lost Kawhi. You said, we're just going to try to win some ball games and do what we can. Did you know something then that everyone's finding out now? Or as the season has progressed, have you found out more about this team to be kind of what it is now?
Well, I think that, going back to last year was a good test of 22 games playing without Kawhi, and we went 17-5. And so we knew we had something there. There was most of those games had 30-plus assists, and the defense was good. So we knew we had a chance at having something there. And then I think, again, there's really some growth. Pascal grows, Norm, Freddie, Serge is having a great year. Kyle's, I think, up 6 points a game. So it's kind of evolved into, pretty good team.